Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next movie review. And this time we're reviewing of the 1982 film. And that is of the 1982 film of Pink Floyd, The Wall. Released from 1982, and of course, based of the band Pink Floyd, of course, and of course based on the album The Wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Which I always enjoyed that song growing up, you know. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. All in all, just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Yeah, I always enjoy that song. But regardless though, Pink Floyd, The Wall, which I always thought at first it was Pink Floyd's The Wall, but it's Pink Floyd hyphen dash The Wall. So, but released from 1982, and like I said, based on The Wall from Pink Floyd, and it basically it tells about, you know, the rock star of Pink, you know, growing up, and then just his mental psyche and everything else of Pink Floyd and all that stuff, and just his pretty much his life, you know, just struggling with, you know, about his mental psyche and everything else though, but you know, I've heard of this film years ago, and of course when I got this, you know, because it's one of my DVD updates, you know, I haven't fully realized I never watched the film. I never did. I don't know why though, but this is one of those films I just never got around to watch, you know, after all this time. But after watching it now, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this film. I thought this was a great film, you know. And but the positives, you know, big positives say I enjoy the soundtrack. The music is great. Of course, hearing the other Pink Floyd songs other than just The Wall. One, you know, Comfortably Numb. I think it was called like Goodbye Blue Sky. The music is great, and let alone the soundtrack is great. And some of the bits of use of a lot of bits of the animation I also thought was great as well. You know, kind of like, you know, a la to Heavy Metal, which that was 81. This is 82. So, which I enjoy Heavy Metal. That's also another great film too as well. So I thought it was like cool to see kind of like bits of live action with the animation a la Heavy Metal, right? And you get some creepy imagery in this as well. Well, especially here, that of course that face there coming out towards the wall, you know, of course, part of in the movie where, you know, our guy, you know, with walls around him, you have the screaming face, ah, which that is still a creepy image, you know, right there, you know. It's like, imagine that you seeing that in your nightmares, you know, coming towards you, ah, that can give you nightmares, I tell you. So it is good artwork and little imagery as well, you know. But this film, this is the 25th anniversary edition, and it does come with other features as well. But also because I like the design of this, you know, you just pull back and you see just into remove the writing here, just the wall, right? And it also includes the other side of the wall, a 25-minute documentary about making of the film, running commentary with writer Roger Waters and Gerald Scarfe. So, and also a 45-minute documentary with interviews with Roger Waters, Gerard Scarfe, Alan Parker, Peter Biziou, Alan Marshall, and James Guthrie. Mispronounced the name, sorry. and of course the trailers and production stills and stuff like that. So, and also that it includes the original poster right here. To get it out, which I think is cool as well. It comes with the original poster, upside down. So that's cool. Which, by the way, you do kind of see this image in the movie, which is also very creepy imagery as well too. You know, so the artwork and the designs, like on the face on the cover, or which you also see in the movie, but also this. I thought it was also pretty creepy imagery as well, you know. So you do kind of see like this here on the poster as well, you know, in the film. But yeah, just so it's cool. It comes with the actual poster. That's cool to have. But overall, I think this is a really good film, you know. Pretty much, it's a musical fantasy, it's a musical drama though, but kind of depicts on the life of Pink, you know. Now, of course, it's not the actor who plays Pink though, but originally it was supposed to be Roger Waters who was supposed to play it. Originally he was supposed to play it, but I guess test screens, I guess they didn't like it, so they got from the vocalist from the Boomtown Rats, Bob Geldof. Which, by the way, I mean, how hard could it be? Pretty much, he's the guy who's sitting down watching a TV, looking all dope, coked out of his mind. You know, I mean, how hard was that? I mean, how can the test screens not like him? Just, I don't get it though. Test screens are so very picky and all that stuff. How hard are you just basically sitting there looking like this, look at it like out of your mind? You know, I just don't get it though. I mean. So instead, he got out of the part, but that's why they got Bob Geldof to play Pink. But Roger Waters still wrote the screenplay for this. And anyway, it's directed by Alan Parker, who directed the film Angel Heart. That was the film with Robert De Niro and Mickey Rourke, where De Niro played the devil. Of course, how that went between Mickey Rourke and De Niro during the making of that movie. And also, Alan Parker also directed the film of Mississippi Burning as well. And of course, the director Alan Parker, he passed away back in 2020. So sad though. But overall, this is a very good film. Just it takes the tale of this depressed rock star Pink, and just tells his what was it about his life, you know? We get the stuff that's back when he was a kid, you know, back when his father, when his father died in the war. Which, by the way, I took notes down again because watching this film for the first time, I needed to write. I had to write some notes down. So yeah, but his father died in the war, and sometimes when he was a kid, also he would dress in his dad's uniform. And his mother was kind of a little bit overprotective, you know, and then also later, in his life though, we felt his wife was cheating on him. We would know so because when he calls though, another guy on the other side he picks up, so he tells that his wife has been cheating on him. So and then also it's the whole thing of pretty much how about his mental psyche plays out throughout this whole entire film, because he's the one who basically built this wall in his head, hence the title, The Wall. Created this isolation in his head, being surrounded by this wall. And just everything about his mental capacity, his psyche, and just everything he's doing with addiction, and like I said, his other life, and it was pretty much a lot to take in, and what helps it with not only with the great soundtrack and the music, and let alone the animation, and so. It's his whole psychological, like I said, he built this wall around himself, and it's like when the wall does come down, he kind of like breaks down like towards the end. He breaks down when this wall got torn down, and so like I said, him struggle with addiction and everything else that's going on in his life. But like I said, the songs, like the soundtrack was awesome. Like I said, I like Pink Floyd. Of course, the famous song everyone knows is Another Brick in the Wall. But the other songs too, like I think it was called Goodbye Blue Skies, and there was Comfortably Numb. And it was also the film was also very beautiful looking. It was just a wonderfully made film. Wonderfully made film. And just feel like this feel of this depression that's sinking this man, and also including that his manager is played by Bob Hoskins. Yeah, the late Bob Hoskins, who I've always enjoyed as an actor, from playing Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, of course playing Danny's owner in Unleashed. Bob Hoskins, he's of course playing Mario from the 93 Super Mario Brothers movie. I always enjoyed Bob Hoskins. As far as a British actor goes, he's one of my favorite British actors. And I always enjoyed Bob Hoskins. It was always fun. It was nice to see him whenever I see him on screen, wherever in any film, like I said, it's always nice to see Bob Hoskins in there, So I rest in peace to Bob Hoskins. So he plays as his manager when he pops in, whenever he pops in. It was always nice to see him. And like I said, not only it's a wonderfully, beautifully, well-made looking movie, but you also get some very creepy imagery. Like I said, you get the scene from the when his dad is screaming, and you get that scene where it comes like the face, not the one of the poster I showed you, right? That becomes like the face from that poster, and I was like, even that looked like that look of that on that poster is also very creepy as well, Yeah, the one not on the front cover here, but the one in the poster I showed you. So even that was like with very creepy it was very creepy looking, and then when he puts a wall, this is where you get that screaming face, Ah! Very creepy images as well too. Or the other stuff that happens, like when there's this pigeon explodes, and then it turns like to this kind of like I forget whether it's a hawk or a falcon. They all both kind of look the same to me. So I would say like this metal hawk. It looks like a metal hawk, I guess. And this creature becomes like from the smoke. It becomes like this creature looking thing, and then you see there's these planes that becomes like a cross, and it starts bleeding, and very creepy imagery. It really is. And it's just like this guy in his mind, he's just going insane, and it just this isolation that he feels, and just like, or where he's like at school and he sees all these faceless kids, back when he was a kid and when he's in school, he sees these faceless kids, just faceless, which that kind of reminds me from seeing these faceless people in Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins, where Tim Robbins sees these faceless people, That kind of reminds me from that, which of course I loved Jacob's Ladder. That's a great movie too as well. I think Tim Robbins should have got an Oscar nomination for that, Sorry, I was just checking on something. Excuse me. Sorry to hear that, but got a little bloated up there. Sorry about that. But yeah, just remind me from I think Tim Robbins should have got an Oscar nomination for Jacob's Ladder. But that's what reminded me of seeing those faceless kids, And so, but I thought the storytelling was pretty good. Basically, kind of like almost pretty much no dialogue, God damn, man. Doing it right now, jeez. But like I said, what was it? So it got me started. I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, basically almost kind of like no dialogue pretty much for most of the movie. Pretty much no dialogue. It was pretty much good storytelling because we get without any dialogue, we kind of get the whole storytelling with the images and what was going on in this guy's life growing up and everything else. And of course, like when he was at school, of course the teacher's being mean to him. Hence, part of that song in the wall. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. Dun, dun. And there's like the whole thing about say him building this wall up. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Which that was great. I like how the uses of the songs are coordinated into the scenarios that in this guy's state of mind. And then we get to how he met his wife, which I thought that kind of could have used a little more building up though, but I just give a little bit of leeway on that though. But I think could have got a little more build up with the wife though. But and then we see him when he's on tour. She's cheating on him and. Cheating, like Kurt Russell said in John Carpenter's The Thing, cheating bitch. And then we have this creepy imagery with these two flowers, kind of like going, well, may seem inappropriate though, but just how the way it goes, it's like maybe say the one like kind of like almost like say it's eating the other, but kind of get the full picture of what these two flowers are, and then. It's more of the mind of this wall, and then we get when he overdoses, we get that song "Comfortably Numb" playing, and because Bob Hoskins that gets him to the ambulance, and then when he's doing the concert, he kind of visualizes himself as being part of this neo-Nazi party, and that's where we get the image, the animation image of these hammers, walking. Or say marching, you'd say, these hammers. Well done animation as well. And then all of a sudden, this is where it becomes too much for him, and then just pretty much he yells, stop, and then the wall just kind of breaks down, and that's what he just kind of loses his shit, And listen, a lot of the great animation is just like in the vein of heavy metal. So, goddamn, man, it's what I had for dinner. It's why I kind of got the burps here. Sorry about that. But overall, yeah, this is a really great film, And you could probably say it's a long music video. You can say, but it's a great music video. It is kind of like a long, great music video. That's pretty much what you can say it is, But I really enjoyed this film, Especially I'm a fan of Pink Floyd. I enjoy the songs, and the corporation of this guy. It's like this the whole thing about his life and this like in his mental state of mind, he builds this wall, isolates himself, but to the point where he just can't take anymore. When he yells stop, everything just comes crashing, breaks down, and just a bunch of creepy images that this comes up with, this conjures up, and just a state of mind, just him pretty much just can't take it anymore. There's so much like in the mind his brain can take though, and just reaches to that breaking point. Like seeing his father, like I said, that became that face that was in the poster, and then of course the screaming image face right here. A lot of creepy imagery in this film, but all that though, the music is great, the soundtrack is great, the animation is great. Like I said, in the vein of heavy metal. I just don't get why Roger Waters they turn him down to play Pink, because I'm like, how hard is it to be? Pretty much it's him just sitting there looking like he's out of his mind. That's pretty much about it there on the TV, I'm like, is it that hard to do? What? Test screens because thought his performance was that bad they had to replace him with Bob Geldof, I mean. I just don't get it. But regardless, I thought that Bob Geldof was good. Was very good at this as Pink. Regardless, though, I thought it was just well directed, and like I said, I love the soundtrack and the music in this. Just the very creepy imagery, like I said, just like you just deal with, just like you just feel so lost in your own mind. That's why you build this wall up, to feel isolated, just to keep yourself from going insane. But to the point, push comes to shove, you break down, and you just all of a sudden the walls come crashing down, or crumbles down. So, but overall, yeah, the wall, and like I said, also it was cool. It was cool to see Bob Hoskins in this because I'm a fan of Bob Hoskins. Rest in peace to him. So it was cool to see him that he was in this as well. But basically, just like also just basically storytelling, good storytelling, which pretty much with hardly any dialogue at all in this movie. That's another positive I can say about it. Yeah, from 1982. Yeah, the film did get praised. It did make a little bit of money as well. I'm sure as people who are fans of the band, I'm sure they probably do enjoy this film as well, Yeah, but overall, I enjoy this film. As first time watching this, I thought it was definitely a great film to watch. So yeah, that's my review of Pink Floyd The Wall, not Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's Pink Floyd dash then The Wall. So yeah, so I really enjoy this film. So that's that Pink Floyd The Wall. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next movie review and so forth, and we'll see you next time. Later.